What's up? What's up? Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Happy holidays. As you can see from here in the Pacific Northwest, we were fortunate enough to have a white Christmas. Snow came in yesterday during the game, and yeah, it's awesome. Having a little snow on the ground. We just got done doing a little sledding action, and yeah, just enjoying this so far. So I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmases as well. Cody Elliott, one shot. Brennan Garcia, 14. Julian goes mad. Barbara Tondolo, Tyler Parcher, Wayne DeBoss, Joshua, TJ. He wants to hear about what Earl said going into the Cowboys locker room. We'll get to that in a second. First, I want to reflect on the game just a touch. As I'm taking this little white Christmas stroll through the neighborhood. First of all, that game, what a crazy game, huh? Man, if you're a Cowboy fan, I know you just gotta be pulling your hair out because you feel like you should have won that game. Must be a little bit what it must have been like when we lost to the Redskins, feeling like you were a superior team edge-wise, but couldn't take advantage of your opportunities and made a lot of crucial mistakes. But fortunately for us, things worked out in our benefit. Our offense was terrible. I mean, when you look at the yardage, it's just we had more penalty yardage than offensive yardage, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. But the key to that game, though, was defense being amazing on the turnovers, being opportunistic and bending but not breaking at all the right times, and the offense taking advantage of those turnovers. 21 points off turnovers, 3 turnovers, 3 touchdowns, and that was the difference. The Cowboys never got into the end zone. Seahawks made the stops when they had to, despite the fact that Ezekiel Elliott was almost got 100 yards. I think he had 90-something yards. And he was pounding it out like 4 yards, 5 yards a pop. And it was questionable play calling by the Cowboys to not give it to him when they had it down to like the 3-yard line. They elected to throw the ball or run an option. Fortunately for us, because that led to nothing because they missed the field goal subsequently after that. And of course, the Cowboys kicker Bailey, who's normally spot on, getting a little Blair Walsh-itis and missing 2 crucial field goals at the end of that game, all worked out for us getting a victory on the road. So it's definitely a time to enjoy and soak this in and be grateful that we're still alive. But it was far from a perfect game. We still clearly need better advantages, better execution on offense. We're not going to be able to last long playing like that. And so whatever we can do. It was nice to see Rawls getting some touches, making some yards. Mike Davis looked good again. Russell was sharp when he had to be, but took a lot of sacks and made some. We just had too many situations where we'd gain like, one, have a positive play, and then next 2 would be negative. End up in 3rd and 20 something, 3rd and 18. And this is crazy. So, and I think the Cowboys were a little cocky going into that game. They had Elliott. They saw what happened to the Seahawks the week before, and I think they were probably thinking we'd mailed it in, that they were going to do to us what the Rams did to us. So you never know. One week in, pick 6 with Justin Coleman, who's turned out to be a great pickup at the beginning of the year from Patriots, I believe. And then the interception by KJ Wright off of Des Bryant's hands, all leading to points, something that Seattle has not done through most of the season. We haven't had a lot of turnovers and haven't usually been able to capitalize when we get them. So it was nice to see them do that on the road. All right, so move on to the next point. So this Sunday's game, 125, I think 105 game. I'm not sure it's 105 or 125. It's a 1 o'clock game here back at CenturyLink Field. And make no mistake, the Cardinals will be coming in here with something to prove. They don't have anything to play for except to beat us on our field. There was a video clip floating around on online of their coach, Bruce Arians, saying that they own that field and then they're going to kick our you-know-whats. And so they've backed that up for the last couple of years. They have defeated us in our house. And so I expect this to be a tough game. So we gotta be very careful to take care of business. Otherwise, everything could play out perfectly. And if the one thing we don't do is not taking care of things at home, it would be a very disappointing, sad situation. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen. The good or the bad situation, as you put it, or I had some discussions about, was the other thing we need to have happen is the Atlanta Falcons have to lose. And the Panthers are going into Atlanta in a must-win situation. If the Falcons win, we're out. If they lose and we win, we're in. So the nice thing is, depending on how you look at it, is they flexed the game from the 10 a.m. Pacific time start to 1 o'clock. So we won't know the score of that game prior to the kickoff of ours. We'll be playing at the same time. I like the move. I guess for me, just knowing that I'm going to go to the game no matter what, I want that game to be exciting and, fate's unknown, as opposed to finding out on the negative side that if the Falcons were to win, to go into that game all deflated, feeling like, oh, well, now this game doesn't matter. I like not knowing that during the course of the game, everybody's going to be on pins and needles wondering what's going on. So I think that was a good move. We will not know who is, the fates will be sealed up into the final, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We will know for sure what the situation is. So that's pretty much comes down to Atlanta's got to lose, we got to win, and we're in. So I might do a collab with Sports Live in the ATL, who I collaborated with earlier since we played the Falcons last time. And since we're not playing head-to-head or anything, but it might be kind of fun to talk, since essentially we're battling against each other via other games. Might do that later this week. But let's talk a little bit now about the situation here with Earl Thomas. Twitter and online everyone's been blowing up about what that mean. Why did Earl Thomas want to be traded? This and that. I think this is my thought on it. First of all, I think that kind of conversation happens more often than we know. Other players went up to other players and coaches and just saying, hey, love to play for you if I'm not here on this team in the future. I think the problem was he just did it in front of camera, so now cameras got it all on, on record, him saying that. So it doesn't look good from that standpoint. But I kind of liken the situation compared to Lynch with the Raiders. Earl Thomas grew up in Texas. He went to school, played his college ball there in Texas. And so it'd be understandable why he wanted to play for his, quote, hometown or home state, just like Marshawn Lynch eventually wanted to come back to the Raiders to play for his city. So I don't blame him for that. It doesn't look good. Wish that we didn't have to know about it. But I think, and this is the time they would normally do it, with 1 year left on his deal, he can't go anywhere. He's still under contract. But usually Seattle, when they take care of players, if they're going to do an extension, they usually do it a year before their final year. So, or I should say before, this next year would be his last year, so they would normally take care of it prior to that last year expiring, if they want to have an extension. And I think they will. I think Thomas is still showing that he can play with the best of them. He was laying the hammer down yesterday, looked good. And so I think they'll get this done, take care of him, and I think they need to. I think they need to have him and Wagner. Those guys are key to the, like the foundation of that defense. And once they do that, then this whole conversation will end. And I think that's just Earl Thomas right now, still feeling like until he gets that extension, everything's kind of up in the air. And the not knowing makes you just kind of speculate. But remember all the trade talk about Sherman being traded last year and how we were shopping him around and that and this and that. And none of that panned out. You know, media loves to just jump on those stories. And so I think it's just a lot of them that you do, and all that stuff will just go away sooner than later. But it makes for some fun gossip conversation for the time being. Let's see what's going on in the chats here. Anthony Brown hopes the Seahawks wins. Is Julio Jones hurt? I don't know about that. Garoppolo is good. Man, I was just so hoping that the Rams could have stumbled playing against the Titans. Imagine the pressure that would have been on the Rams if they had lost and they had to face a red-hot 49ers team right now. I think, and they just beat the Jaguars handily with quite a few points. And man, I think the Rams had to face that, there'd be a lot of nervous folks, Rams fans, concerned about losing the grip on the NFC West. But it didn't play out that way. So congrats to the Rams for getting it done. It's been 14 years coming for you guys, so well played. Yeah, Sean McVay's probably coach of the year at this point, given what he's done, but we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. David's Cards, what's up? I told you I have faith in the Seahawks. Yep. I told you I wasn't going to give up on my team. I just said it was going to take a monumental effort to get the win, and it did. I mean, it took those game-changing plays, because we weren't going to do it just going up and down the field conventional style. It wasn't working. Hasn't been working. So we have to do it other ways, and the defense did it with turnovers and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the situation. So I was just hoping, as we've closed out the season, obviously want to get to the playoffs, but the minimum, I just at least wanted to that last game to mean something. That we show up in the stadium knowing something's on the line when we go in there for the final game. And so we got that. We got my Christmas wish. And we can still make this thing. Maybe 6 years in a row if we can pull it off. So it's not going to be easy. Again, the Cardinals, always a tough team. For some reason, when they play us at home, they always give us fits. It's been a while since the number of wins we've had against the Arizona Cardinals at home has definitely been on the lower percentage side than when we've won. So we've got to change that Sunday. But for now, just going to go enjoy the rest of this Christmas and the rest of the holiday season, get ready for New Year's and that big game. It's going to be huge. I expect the place to be quite rocking and rolling and loud as ever. Cards got luck in Seattle, game-winning field goal last year. Yes, they did. That was that game, I believe, where Tyler Lockett busted his leg. So I just remember a lot of not so good things happening there. Dean's Lulo, who's my second favorite team. I don't have a second favorite team. The only second favorite team is whoever I end up rooting for in the Super Bowl. If there's a team I really don't like who's playing in there, most likely the Patriots are going to end up in there again. So I'll be rooting for whoever's playing against them. I'd love it to be us, but that's a long shot. If it's the Rams, if it's the Vikings, if it's the Panthers, Saints, I don't know. That's tough. I guess, of the teams, you have to kind of, instead of really going by which is your favorite or second favorite, I have to go with what's the team that doesn't bug me as much. The Rams are annoying just because they're always giving us a hard time. I guess I'd say the Saints. I like Drew Brees. Respect the guy, you know. Russell Wilson models his game after him. I know a lot of cool people down in New Orleans that I got to meet this past last year when I went down there. So I guess if I had to say a team I would probably root for from the NFC of all the groups, if it couldn't be us, it would probably be the Saints. But don't quote me as saying Saints are a favorite team, please. Anthony D, Merry Christmas. Finn Balor, I don't care how banged up we are, I want revenge on the Pats in the Super Bowl. I do too. I've been wanting that since day one of this season. Who knows? I mean, it's happened before. A wild card team going all the way. Steelers themselves did that. The Giants did that. Took down the Patriots in the process, I believe. So, who knows? It's tough without a running game, but hey, you know, Chris Carson might be back just in time if we can get this thing done. So, who knows? We might have some extra special holiday presents waiting for Seattle if we can pull off, and the Atlanta Falcons can help us pull off this huge game next week. So, anyway, Dean's Lulo? Appreciate you being a fan. Thank you so much. Brandon Rogers from Minnesota. What's up? I will probably do another call-in session later this week. Like I said, if I do a collab with Sports Live and ATL, we'll do another Skype/phone conversation about what's to come this Sunday. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of what's left of this Christmas. Hope all is well in your guys' towns, wherever you're from. And enjoy it. I appreciate you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out. And I hope you guys have a very safe and enjoyable rest of your holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you guys soon. Go Hawks.